Okay, in this exercise we're going to demonstrate the Spectrum editor, which allows you to do surgical cuts into audio to remove specific noise. It's actually a really dynamite idea. So here we are in Adobe Audition, and you see we have a file in place, and you'll notice right away that there's a lot of noise in there. You can see there's no flat waveforms at all. And so if we play some of this, you'll see it gets even worse. So here we have talking in the background, and you see you can actually hear an air chuck in the background. And so the air chuck is just incredible. It just makes all kinds of noise. And so we can't do much about that. But, or can we? So if you look here, right next to the multi-track edit button, we have this little bitty red button called the Show Spectral Frequency. Now if I click on that, we get this. And so here we have this beautiful rainbow color here. So we can look at the audio file with this in mind. And this shows the actual range of frequencies that you're hearing in kind of a rainbow pattern, kind of like turning the sound spectrum into a light spectrum. So let's play some of that. Now notice how when you hear that air chuck, you see this bright stuff going on here. So if you look at this section here, you can see that all of that air chuck is showing up as a big area here. Now let's see if we can focus on just one of these things. Let's try this one. So there, if we were to go to the marquee tool and cut that out, let's just cut it out altogether. So I put a literal hole in the spectrum. Now if I play that back, we get this. Literal silence. So that was obviously too much. So I'm going to Control Z that. I just want to affect that one sound without affecting other things. And so to do that, I use this little Band-Aid tool up here called the Spot Healing Brush. And so I'm just going to paint away most of that, because it would be unnatural if it was gone altogether, but we want to be able to at least hear everything else that's going on at the same time. And so there's the end result there. You can see it's just kind of a ghost image of itself. Now, if we play it, and we can see that you can still hear it, but it's not as loud. So if we go back to this one, see it peaks up around there, and the actual sound is still there, but you're not hearing much of it. Now, so you can see how useful this tool can be. And I'm not suggesting that you would go through the entire video and pick out every little piece of that, but in theory you could. And if there was some area where you particularly wanted to hear what someone had to say, chances are you can take out some of those distracting frequencies and make it a lot easier to understand.